you never heard of. Hey everybody, welcome to the Common Folk Podcast with Ben, Morgan, and Andy.
All right, welcome back to Common Folk.
Hi.
Was he a little dirty there?
Always cleaning him
So
up. God, you always got shit all over you.
I just put this shirt on.
Oh my gosh.
He's always dirty.
I took a shower before I came here. I mean, all the things.
Yeah.
Was that
Wow.
for me? Was that for me?
It was, yeah. I don't
Showers
normally.
are quite rare from this man.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, she's not lying. I'll own that.
I mean, he does like one a day, but he's not.
No, I don't do one every other day, probably.
He hates it. I'm like, give me 3 or 4 a day.
I got strict orders to make sure Ozzy takes a shower or something, is what I was told.
Kids have
Gosh.
to.
Throw him
Yeah,
in the
kids
pool.
have to. Oh, especially teenage kids. Like
Yeah.
my son, we had to force him into the shower at 14 years old.
Yes.
Like, son, you need to spend 7 to 10 minutes in there. I don't care if the water runs over you. You just got to stay in there.
For sure. There's something about it. He's like, it just wakes me up. I'm like, take one at night, you know? No, wakes me up. I'm like, what?
I've gotten to
At
the
night?
point. I've gotten to the point where I think my body has developed around this, and like,
Oh, God.
I just have
Yes.
like this natural armor that like I don't.
So progressive, so
Yeah.
European of you.
Yeah, I don't get nasty. Like,
But he doesn't actually ever smell of
Well,
BO.
so that's something, right? There's something to be said. It's either the way you eat, which could be right.
Could be, yeah.
And if you don't eat a lot of junk, guess what? Your body doesn't reek, you know? And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a thing.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of bourbon helps too.
Boom. That's what it
or
is.
Coors Light.
That's what it
Natural
is.
blend
Oh
of-
my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Coors Light. We got the bourbon in there. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a good
yeah.
splash.
Well, we should probably say who else is
Well,
chatting.
before we kick off, I want to give a quick shout out
Oh.
because this past week, every week we talk about the discount code.
Okay, yeah.
So
we
the
do.
discount code on FarmFocused, FOCUSED.com or StockandRod.com.
Yeah.
The discount code is Common Folk. So it can be one word, it can be 2 words. It works either way.
Mm-hmm.
But this past couple of weeks, we've had a number of folks use that discount code. The Watson gloves, which is awesome. We're
Yeah.
buying those.
Okay.
And then just random swag. Mm-hmm. So thank you for everyone who's using that, supporting the podcast, supporting the website. If you haven't, you've got an opportunity to take 20% off. So go use it. Common Folk at checkout.
Yeah. I mean, we shipped a lot of those gloves this week.
Yeah, it's been great.
One to Australia.
Terrific.
I mean,
What?
hello.
All right.
They want some Watson gloves.
Hey,
That's crazy, man. So if you
I
think
love
about that,
We shout out Australia all the time.
I know we do.
I know.
Australia's like our biggest fan.
and the Watson is a Canadian company, and those gloves are made from white-tailed deer hide,
Yeah.
and they send them to us. We had to get a special like U.S. Fish and Wildlife license to get them.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how, because of what?
Because of the
tags
skin?
or what?
Because it's white. Yeah, it's white-tailed deer coming across
Yes.
the border from Canada.
That's
And
crazy.
Yeah,
And if I was a betting man, I bet those are coming from white-tailed deer farms in the States.
probably.
Oh,
Back
stop.
there.
So it's
Yeah.
like,
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So then they send them to us. We stock them. We stamp them with the Farm Focus logo. We brand them on there. It's a solid product. And then we're shipping them to
yeah.
Australia.
Right. I wonder how
crazy.
long it takes,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Who knows?
I guess they get to
Customs
pick.
can hold it up
they get
too.
to pick their shipping. So
I'll look up the name next episode. We'll give them a shout out.
okay,
But
yeah.
whomever in Australia purchased those gloves, good on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Send
Good
us a
day to
message.
you.
It goes.
Good day.
It's something like Lincoln, Omaha for listenership, and then
Yeah.
Sydney.
Right, yeah.
Sydney, Australia. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're the one that has the analytics and know, but
Whomever is over there, if you could line up a trip for us,
Ooh,
Oh.
there we go.
I'm down.
I want to. This is like a destination hunting trip of mine. I want to go to New Zealand, and I know they talk a little different in New Zealand
Yes,
from
they do.
Australia.
The Kiwis. Yes.
Yeah. Those red stags. You know, they're like a blend between elk and.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just phenomenal. Some of the footage you see there, the mountain
Yeah.
area and things like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've been there once in my life.
Oh, you have?
Perth, Australia. Not by choice, but I was there.
Oh.
Yeah, my ex-wife and
Okay.
I went there, so we'll talk
so she
about that.
forced your hand. Okay, that's another
Yes,
episode.
I went there happily. Yes, that's a whole extra episode. You got to pay for that one.
Oh,
That's funny. Yeah, man, that'd be fun. But excited to see that. So thank y'all. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Who do we got today? Morgan lined this one up.
I did. Golly, you guys, I'm not great at getting guests in here. It's just always the boys getting people and knowing people. But my buddy Jay Miralles, we walked the 50-mile march together. So our listeners that have listened have definitely heard about this. We've talked about it a few times. But he's the main guru, head guy that literally runs everything.
Well,
his heart is huge.
I appreciate that. Thank you. But I stand on the shoulders of many. I mean, yes, we started it a long time ago. But can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So you heard about it.
Yeah.
Just off Kim's a whim. We're doing this 50-mile march thing.
Yeah.
Right here in this exact room.
It was right
she
here?
was sitting right where you were, like
Yeah.
almost exactly a year ago.
What was your first, what did you picture first in your mind, and what made you say, I'm doing this?
Honestly, it was like, ooh, a challenge. Let's go.
Right?
I'm in.
Right?
Because I like physical challenges.
Did she even describe it well? Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But my mind, to be totally frank, didn't go to, ooh, it's for vets and to raise money quite then and there.
okay, good.
But then once I heard about the cause
Yes.
and raising the money and where it was going, I was 100% in.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and Michael Severe gave a great breakdown of it
We've
too.
had him on too.
Yeah, he
And
was
in,
here.
and in
You
fact,
know.
I can't remember if it was Kelly or Michael where I heard of it first. It might have been on his.
Kim.
Oh, Kim?
Was it Kim?
No. You said
For-
Kelly. I was just.
Oh yeah, Kim.
correcting
Sorry, Cadillac.
Yes.
But I follow Michael. I'm a sports
Yes.
guy on Twitter, and or X, and
Yes.
he's so good at letting everybody know what he's up to
He-
and get.
yes.
Yeah. So he talked about it at length on.
We
his
saw
pod,
him
too.
that day at the
Yeah.
Capitol.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you guys talk to him and, get to speak with him a little bit at all?
Well, it was very quick. It was just
Yeah.
like a high, in passing because everyone's
Yes.
getting ready and geared up.
Yeah, and
stuff
that's
like that.
for me. Like I'll tell you,
'Cause he was there.
I was there, and
I
she,
met you for the first time there, maybe in person.
I think it was at the end.
Okay, yeah,
When
could,
we
yeah,
met, yeah.
yes, but it was a blur.
Yeah, right. I'm sure. Yeah,
I mean, come on. What do you mean? You were only up for 30 some hours.
on the at the kickoff at the Capitol, it was just like it was such a, I don't know how to explain the feeling at that place, but it was not a time to get into anything other than here's what we're here to do.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, that's what pre-deployment feels like. It feels like
Really?
feels like controlled chaos. It feels like you have people there that love you. And this brings me back. You have people that love you, but you also have the mission pulling at you. You want to be as courteous as you can to the standers-by and all the other people, but you are focused and you are worried and you're anxious and you're planning and all this training that you did is about to pay off, right? That's how it feels
Oh my
to
gosh.
be. Isn't that
you
crazy?
describing that? Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
And for me, it's 100-fold because when you step into formation as the very first time, I want to make sure that every walker has a great experience.
Right.
It's important to me that, when you eat at a restaurant, you have a great experience. I don't care how the food's going to come out because let's be honest, it's pretty average all over, right? But if the service is amazing, you're like, oh my God, I love these fries. It's the same crunch factor as you had at another fast food place, but the service was so great. So
Yes.
we want to serve our people. We want to serve everyone who is involved. And there's a difference between help and serve, and we can get into that later too.
Yeah. So to bring people up to speed, there's going to be folks listening to this who haven't listened to, when we were speaking with Kim.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. What is the 50-mile march?
Exactly, yeah. So just to kind of kick it off, I'm just going to read this real quick,
Please.
and Jay, I'll let you elaborate. So the mission, the 50-Mile March Foundation empowers veterans facing mental health challenges and homelessness by fostering a community of hope and relentless support. The vision, it's a community of hope. We can get into that. We're going to talk a little bit about what you guys are going for and what you want to accomplish, but what would you add to that mission?
So the word empowers is in there. Nowhere in there does it say help, does it?
Not at all, yeah.
The word empowers is very powerful because it's easy for me to say, oh, you're broke, here's $10. Oh, you need a place to stay, let me put you in a hotel temporarily. Empowering someone is actually having them earn some of it too, right? It's like, I'm going to meet you where you're at. Oh, you want to bench 250, you're at 225 now. Here's where you're going to have to come meet my instruction. Here's where my instruction is going to come meet you. And it's going to come with experience. It's going to come with a true servant heart. But I can't want it more than you want it. You've got to want it too.
Yeah.
So there's a vetting process when you empower someone, just like you. You didn't just jump into line and say, oh, here I am. We had you go through a whole rigmarole of tryouts and meetings and endless text messages. And oh my gosh, is this another Zoom meeting? Like, what is going on? It's because we want to get the separation between interested and committed.
Yes.
Everyone's interested, right? Like, oh, that sounds cool.
Well, that's fun.
Fun. Oh my God. Tell me the 49th mile was fun.
Oh, no, it was not.
So back to the mission statement. I want you to know, Ben,